Hey, welcome. So, solar energy. It seems pretty simple, right? You've got panels on your roof, they soak up the sun, and boom, you've got electricity. But when that really simple idea meets the super complex world of utility billing, there's this one crucial detail that can make all the difference in the world. So, let's dive in and unpack. So, here's a question for you. Can solar panels actually lead to surprise bills in the summer? I know, it sounds totally backwards, doesn't it? I mean, you get solar panels to lower your bills, not get shocked by them. But what if I told you that even with a system that's designed to cover 100% of your energy for the entire year, you could still open up a bill in July and be totally caught off guard? Let's find out exactly how that can happen. Okay, to really get what's going on, I want you to think about your relationship with the utility company like it's an energy piggy bank. It's a really simple idea, right? You make some deposits, and later on, you make some withdrawals. But the key to this whole thing, the absolute most important part, is how that bank values your deposits. Now, in a perfect world, here's how it's all supposed to work. First, obviously, your panels generate power from the sun. Then your home uses whatever it needs in that moment. Now, if there's any extra, any leftover electricity, it gets sent out to the grid. And for every little bit you send out, you get an energy credit. Think of it just like putting a coin in that piggy bank to save for later. Simple. And this whole process has a really natural rhythm to it over the course of a year. In the cooler winter months, your air conditioning is probably off, so you're just not using as much power. Your panels, they often create a surplus. And you spend these months just making tons of deposits, stockpiling credits in your energy bank. Then summer hits. It gets hot, that AC is blasting, and suddenly you're using way more power than your panels can produce. But no problem, right? You just withdraw all those credits you saved up all winter. And that is the ideal scenario. When your deposits and your withdrawals are valued exactly the same, it's a perfect one-to-one exchange. This is what allows a solar installer to design a system that covers your yearly needs, not just what you need month by month. It's a really beautiful, balanced system when it works that way. Okay, so that all sounds fantastic. But here's the twist. What happens if that energy piggy bank, your utility company, doesn't see your deposits and withdrawals as equal? What if the credit you earn in the winter isn't actually worth as much when you try to spend it in the summer? Well, that's where things start to get a little complicated. This whole process, this whole exchange, it all comes down to a policy called net metering. Just think of it as the official rulebook for how you get credited for the extra power you generate. But, and this is so important, not all rulebooks are written the same way. And this brings us to the two main flavors of net metering. On one side, you've got one-to-one metering, which is what you'll see with utilities like Duke Energy and FPL. It's super simple, a dollar-for-dollar trade. 1 kilowatt hour out equals 1 kilowatt hour back. Easy. But on the other side, you've got reduced rate metering from places like OUC and SECO. And here, you only get partial credit. It's kind of like exchanging your money for another currency at a really bad rate. What you give is worth a lot more than what you get back. And here's what that loss of value actually looks like. Let's imagine the credit you earned in the winter is worth a full dollar. Well, under one of these reduced rate policies, when you go to actually use that credit in the summer, its buying power might have dropped all the way down to, say, just 70 cents. You're literally losing value just because of the utilities rules. And this, right here, is the absolute core of the problem. You spend all winter building up this nice bank of credits, thinking, great, I'm all set for the summer. But then, when you need them the most, you find out they just don't stretch as far as you thought they would. Your energy savings account has basically been devalued. So the most crucial point to take away is this. That difference in value is what leads directly to those surprise summer bills we talked about right at the beginning. You can actually run out of credits, even if your panels produced enough energy over the whole year to cover your total usage. It's not about the technology on your roof. It's all about the accounting. All right, I know that might sound a little bit discouraging, but don't worry. This is a totally solvable problem. It's really all about going into the process with your eyes wide open, with the right knowledge, and planning for the specific rules your utility plays by. It's just about being smart right from the start. So how do you actually plan for this? Well, first, a good solar partner will model your energy use across all the seasons, not just an annual average. They might even design the system a little differently to make up for that bad exchange rate. Another fantastic option is battery storage that lets you just keep your own excess power instead of selling it back to the grid for cheap. And finally, and maybe most importantly, it's about setting realistic savings expectations that are based on your utility's specific policy. So, if there's one thing to remember from all this, it's this: the technology on your roof, the panels themselves, that's only half of the equation. The other half is the financial policy of your utility company. And understanding both of those pieces is the real key to a solar investment that's predictable and, actually saves your money. So, as we wrap things up here, I just want to leave you with this one question to think about. The question isn't just, am I getting enough solar panels? It's, is my solar plan designed specifically for my utilities rules? Asking that question, that's the first step to making sure your solar journey is a really successful one. Thanks for tuning in.